Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paul Haji. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Horangi, and we're a cybersecurity company based in Singapore. So I guess to start off, give a bit of background about the company. I started the company back in 2016 with my co-founder Lee, who's the CTO. But essentially, we started the company when I was working at Grab and running their security team, trying to find other cloud security vendors to help us solve the security challenges we were facing at Grab in the cloud. Couldn't find any in this region and was here in Singapore, so decided to start Horangi to help solve that problem for other businesses. Left Grab in 2016 to start the business and began raising venture capital once we started building a customer base. But background for myself, spent 7 years working originally out of the US intelligence community, but spent 7 years working at a company called Palantir in the US. That actually brought me out to many different countries in the world, but ended up here in Singapore, where I met a small company at the time called Grab and got the opportunity to work there, as well as the CTO who also worked with me at Palantir. But previously it was at Trustwave Spider Labs, and Kevin, our chairman, who was at Palantir as well, running Asia when I moved out here to help build the Palantir business here. Yeah. So these are some of our customers. So we work with the majority of the tech companies in the region, them using our product or our services to help them sort of secure their cloud infrastructure. And we're working with the majority of the cloud service providers as well, AWS being our actual biggest reseller. In terms of our investors, we raised about 23 million in venture capital. So some of that from Monksville Ventures, as well as Quack Group, which is a large family office, 500 startups, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. And more recently for our Series B was Provident Growth, which is a regional venture capital firm mainly focused on Indonesia. A bit about the opportunity. So we focused on Asia because of a couple of reasons. So one, when we were out here, we couldn't find security vendors that were kind of adept at the new problems being faced in cybersecurity in the large adoption of the cloud. Plus, I think some of the statistics that we were looking at when we were doing the research to start the company show that actually cybersecurity in Asia is the fastest growing market globally, as well as there's a large sort of absence of cybersecurity professionals in this region. Which when starting the company, we were hoping that Horangi can help fill, and we actually have. So we're the most certified cybersecurity company in Southeast Asia currently. A bit about our product. Our product is called Warden, and essentially what it is a cloud security posture management solution that has now been mentioned in Gartner. Essentially what it does is helps identify security and compliance configurations in the public cloud. So that's in AWS, in GCP, and soon to launch Alibaba and Azure. But essentially, if you don't know, they work off of what's called a shared responsibility model. So there's some pieces of security that the cloud service provider is responsible for themselves, but there's also other pieces that the customer is responsible for. And what we focus on is enabling the customers that are utilizing the cloud to secure and comply with regional and global compliance standards. So how do we do that? We help them mitigate the top security vulnerabilities in their cloud. We make it easy for them to understand why a security vulnerability is important, and also do recommended fixes. And soon this quarter, we're actually launching one-click remediation, which we actually have written the code for them to actually fix the security in their environment. And we also help them comply with regional compliance standards. So things like MES TRM, which is the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or RMIT, which is Malaysia's version, as well as OJK, which is a big compliance standard in Indonesia. And also, of course, with global standards like ISO, as well as the CIS compliance, et cetera. We do over 10 compliance standards currently. Yep. So why do people buy our products? Because it's beginner friendly. So a lot of the companies in this region are starting to adopt the cloud, and what's really important for them is making it easy to understand and be compliant in their public cloud. So we spend a lot of time sort of making it easy for them to identify and fix the security or compliance issues they face. The product is set up almost instantly as a SaaS platform. So installation for our customer base takes a couple of minutes and can be done directly through the AWS Marketplace. So the billing relationship can go through the cloud service provider themselves, and connects and gives them results in less than 5 minutes. It also gives them a single pane of glass to view across their cloud. So it's not just in one cloud, it's a multi-cloud CSPM platform. And of course, the newer feature that's big with a lot of our customer base is compliance. So helping on things like NIST, PCI DSS, MES cyber hygiene, and MES TRM, and enabling them to sort of give reports to the regulators or their compliance departments themselves to show that their cloud environment is actually in compliance. Bit about our business. So we close quite a lot of deals pretty quickly, and with a CAC of about 9,400 on an ACV of 15K. So it's doing pretty good on that front. And a lot of it's actually done through channels like AWS, which is our biggest channel and a strategic partner. So at this point, we have trained over 375 AWS reps across Southeast Asia, and they actually get direct commission for selling our product through the marketplace.